Now, I would just want to say that for me personally, I'm not talking here on behalf of the radio station. I'm just talking on my own behalf, my personal behalf. I make a distinction between the state apparatus that sends young and poor people, for the most part, off to war, and the young and poor people who find themselves being sent off to war, often because they do not have very many meaningful options available to them. Dr. Joy DeGruy, who is the originator of the theory of post-traumatic slave syndrome, did a lecture one time, I think in Newark, New Jersey, in which she asked a question: how many people here, if you know someone who has been in prison, stand? And it was amazing. This was a predominantly black African American gathering, and it was amazing how many people stood, because they had known someone personally who was in prison. I have always believed that if you ask the same question in many communities, where I come from, for example, in the African American / Caribbean American community, if you say how many people here know someone who is in or has served in the military, it would be amazing how many people would stand. In my own family, I have many relatives who have served and are serving right now, and I also know that for many of them, it is the only option that was available to them in order to access the mainstream of American society, and so I have to be very mindful of that. There is, I think it was, I've heard it referred to the fact that we have a volunteer military. Some people say it's not a volunteer military, it's an economic draft. You see, because for many people, this is they don't have the same choices. So I would respectfully disagree with the last caller, but I just thought I would mention that so people know where I stand on this as well.
Well, there are many soldiers that absolutely choose military service,
Yes.
not out of financial need. For many, it's a sense of pride that comes with the generation. Military families, think of Senator McCain, for example, generation after his family. I met many of those families in my reporting. And we have to remember, too, that military service isn't just about bombing Baghdad. There are so many operations the military has taken up recently that we can all agree with, taking out Saddam, shattering Al-Qaeda. The National Guard's done tremendous work in helping some of the devastated communities in America after natural disasters. There is a range of service. And when I think of the military, Hugh, I don't just think about the soldiers. I think about the military families. All of them are giving in one way or another. And to say they got what they deserved, to me, that's a touch too harsh.